You yawn right now, and I guarantee at least one person near you is going to yawn too. It doesn't matter if they're tired, it doesn't matter if they were having the best day of their life, it's going to happen. And that's actually really weird when you think about it. So why does it happen? The answer is way more interesting than you think, and it has a lot to do with what's going on inside your brain without you even knowing. Yawning is one of those things we all do without thinking. You do it when you wake up, when you're bored, when you're tired, but the second you see someone else do it, it hits you like a reflex. You didn't choose to yawn. Your body just did it, and that right there, that involuntary chain reaction, that's called contagious yawning. And it's not just something humans do. It shows up in dogs, chimps, even wolves. So something about this goes really deep. Let's get into it. Here's the thing that confuses most people. We don't actually fully understand why we yawn in the first place. Like, scientists have been arguing about this for decades. There's no single agreed upon explanation. Some people say it's about getting more oxygen into your body. That was the popular theory for a long time. You're tired, your breathing slows down, your body needs more oxygen, so you yawn. Simple, right? Wrong. Researchers tested that. They had people breathe in air with different levels of oxygen and carbon dioxide. If the oxygen theory was right, changing the oxygen levels should change how much people yawn. It didn't, not at all. So that whole idea got mostly thrown out, and now we're left with this question still sitting there. Why do we yawn? And even harder, why does seeing someone else do it make us do it too? That second question, the contagious part, is actually where it gets really fascinating. Let's start with the brain side of things. There's this idea in neuroscience called mirror neurons. These are brain cells that fire when you do something, but they also fire when you just watch someone else do that same thing. Like if you watch someone pick up a cup of coffee, a part of your brain lights up as if you were picking it up too. It's like your brain is simulating the other person's experience in real time. Now here's where it connects to yawning. When you see someone yawn, your mirror neuron system picks that up. Your brain, in a way, feels the yawn happening. And that feeling is strong enough to actually trigger a real yawn in your body. You didn't decide to yawn. Your brain just copied what it saw. This is really tied to something called empathy. Not the I feel bad for you kind of empathy necessarily, but a deeper, automatic kind. The kind where you automatically tune into what another person is feeling or experiencing. And a lot of research actually backs this up. Studies have found that people who score higher on empathy tests are more likely to catch a yawn. People with conditions that affect social bonding, like certain cases on the autism spectrum, are often less susceptible to contagious yawning. That's not a judgment at all. It just points to something real. Contagious yawning seems to be wired into how connected we are to the people around us. There's a really well-known study where researchers at the University of Pisa in Italy looked at yawn contagion across social groups. They observed hundreds of yawn interactions, and what they found was that the closer two people were, emotionally, not physically, the more likely a yawn would spread between them. Friends catch yawns from friends more than strangers. Family members catch yawns from each other. People who just met on the street, way less likely to trigger each other. So your level of social connection actually changes how contagious a yawn is. That's wild if you really let it sink in. A yawn isn't just a yawn. It's almost like a tiny signal that your brain is synced up with someone else. Now let's talk about something even weirder. It's not just seeing a yawn that makes you yawn, it's reading about yawning or hearing the word yawn, or, and I know this is happening to you right now, just thinking about yawning. Seriously, a lot of you are probably doing it right now without realizing it, and that tells us something important. This isn't just about visual input. Your brain is doing something much more abstract. It's processing the concept of yawning, and that alone is enough to set it off. This is one of the reasons some researchers think contagious yawning is really about mental simulation. Your brain creates a kind of internal experience of yawning, like a mental rehearsal. And sometimes that rehearsal is strong enough to turn into the actual thing. And because humans are social animals who are constantly trying to model other people's experiences in their heads, we're especially vulnerable to this. There's also a theory around social bonding and group behavior. Humans have lived in groups for pretty much all of our existence as a species. Being in sync with the people around you, physically, emotionally, behaviorally, is important for survival. When one person in a group yawns, it might signal something to the rest of the group. Hey, the energy level is dropping. We're tired. It might be time to rest. And the group yawning together could be a way of synchronizing the group's state, like a biological notification that goes around the room. Some researchers have also looked at the role of temperature. There's a theory that yawning helps cool the brain down. Your brain works better when it's at the right temperature, and yawning involves a big intake of air, stretching of the face and jaw, and increased blood flow, all of which might help regulate brain temperature a little. If that's true, then contagious yawning could be a social spread of that regulation. One person's brain needs cooling, they yawn, others around them catch it, their brains get the same treatment. Group brain maintenance, basically. It sounds weird, but the evidence for the brain cooling idea is actually pretty interesting. One study found that people yawn more when their brains are likely to be overheated, first thing in the morning when they're going from sleep to full waking activity. Another found that pressing a warm pack to your forehead made yawning more contagious, and a cold pack made it less so. That's a pretty direct link. The research also suggests that contagious yawning doesn't fully develop in humans until around age 4 or 5. Before that, kids don't really catch yawns the way adults do. And that timeline matches up almost perfectly with when empathy and social awareness really start to kick in during childhood development. So from a developmental standpoint, learning to catch a yawn might actually be a milestone in learning to understand other people. So let's bring it all together. Yawning itself is one of those things science hasn't fully cracked. The oxygen theory? Mostly debunked. The leading ideas now involve brain cooling, transitions between brain states, and social signaling. But contagious yawning, specifically, that's where it gets really clear. It's deeply tied to empathy. It's tied to how connected you feel to the people around you. It's driven by the mirror neuron system in your brain, which constantly simulates the experiences of others. The closer you are to someone, the more likely their yawn is going to travel to you. It happens without you choosing it. It happens just from reading about it or thinking about it. It shows up in other highly social animals. And it seems to start developing in humans right around the same time that social awareness and empathy begin to grow. Which means every time you catch a yawn, your brain is actually doing something very human. It's connecting. It's syncing. It's reaching across the space between you and another person and feeling, in some tiny biological way, exactly what they're feeling. And yeah, if you yawned at least once during this video, your empathy system is working just fine. If you want to keep learning about why people do the things they do, subscribe. There's a lot more of this coming.